Hello everyone, you all are welcome to this lovely channel where we discuss about astrology, palmistry and spirituality. And I'm your friend, astrologer, palmist, spiritualist, Shivam. So today, my lovely audience, we are going to discuss about the new moon, right? Now this new moon which has come into the sign of Pisces in Vedic astrology, and this is also a Vedic new year, right? And this is a time, and this is not a very common new moon, but this is a month when we are going to see lot of planets transiting, right? The outer planets, that is the Saturn, your Jupiter, they are going to transit into the month of April in their own respective signs, and even the Mars is going to transit, right? So this is going to be a very transitionary month. And the sign of Pisces is a sign which shows humanitarian things. It's a sign which shows completion of cycles, and also it is in the nakshatra of Revati. Now the nakshatra of Revati is ruled by god Pushan, right? And Pushan directly relates to humanitarian things. He is the nurturer of life, and along with it, nakshatra of Revati relates to creativity and relaxation, rejuvenation, right? So this new moon is a time when you have to leave behind the old toxic self and also the old and toxic relationships and move towards a new journey. As we have the Navratras tomorrow, starting from tomorrow, this is also the start of the Hindu calendar, right? So we have the new year now. And this is a time when you have to go into self-love. This is a time when you have to activate your humanitarian side. And this is also the time because Pushan directly relates to the nurturer, the nourisher. And he has a strong love for animals and helpless creatures. So this is a time when you have to shower your unconditional love upon people, upon helpless people and even the animals, and be philanthropic in nature in this time period. And yes, this new moon is bringing along with it a lot of optimism and life, right? And make sure that in this time you are utilizing your energy to being grateful, being thankful, and also releasing all the toxicity, right? Because 12th sign of Pisces means the completion of cycles, which also means moksha and salvation, right? And 12th house also relates to your relaxation and rejuvenation. So this is a time when you have to focus on rejuvenating yourself. This is not a time to set goals or to take up initiatives. No, this is a time when you have to release your negative self behind, right? And when you have to focus on the positive things. This new moon which is coming along in the sign of Pisces along with Sun and Mercury, right? So the Mercury is debilitated here. So this is why I'm not advising you to start any new business or to sign any contracts or to take up any kind of ventures in this time, right? And this is why I'm definitely asking you to focus more on your self-healing, rejuvenation, focusing on your health and well-being, right? Because we already had this transit of Rahu and Ketu a few days back, and we are going to have the other major transits in the coming month. And definitely they are going to give positive results for most of us, right? Rest, it depends on individual birth charts, right? But for most of us, it is going to give lot of positive results, right? So make sure that you are putting your energy into the right direction, and also you are focusing on the internal well-being. Now the nakshatra of Revati directly relates to the wealthy one, right? And they are internally blessed with a sense of belonging with every creature. They have a this nakshatra has a very strong intuitive bonding, and this nakshatra is very creative. This nakshatra, this new moon wants you to set yourself in the dance or the joy of life and experiencing the inner peace, right? And this new moon means differently for each one of you, right? Starting from the sign of your fire sign to the sign of water signs, and from the a sign of Aries till the sign of Pisces. And remember, my lovely audience, here we are talking about the Vedic astrology signs, not your tropical signs, right? So here we are talking about it, and it also depends on the placement of planets in the individual birth charts, right? And you have to take along the both the factors, your own birth chart along with the transits, right? So let's start with our discussion of this new moon coming into the sign of Pisces. Now starting with the fire sign people. Now what are the fire signs? The sign of Aries, the sign of Leo, and the sign of Sagittarius. Now this is a time when you have to focus more on meditation and releasing your toxicity, right? Because this new moon has come into your 4th house, 8th house and 12th house, right? This is more of a time when you have to spend time with yourself and your family members, and taking a trip or a break is very important in this time period. Especially for the sign of Aries, this is more of a time of self-analysis. This is more of a time of rejuvenation for you. And I would say that make sure that you are maintaining your cool in this time period, right? And traveling will give you new joy in this time period. And yes, you will be experiencing a lot of changes. This moon cycle, you will be experiencing a lot of changes in your life, and be ready and acceptful for all the changes that are coming in your life in this time period, right? And make sure that you are putting your energy into the right things, because the way I see it, that for some of you it can be very emotionally draining in this time period. Especially I'm talking about the fire sign of Leo. For the Leo moon sign and Leo rising sign, it can be quite emotionally draining. Do not get into any kind of arguments with your partner, right? Avoid any kind of confrontation. Utilize this time and energy more into prayers, more into rejuvenating yourself, more into aligning yourself within your with your root chakra, right? Because the 8th house is going to be very active, 4th, 8th and 12th. So aligning with your root chakra as well as the crown chakra, right? So meditating and focusing on the both of these points, right? And also, since the fiery planet ruling all the fiery planets, they are placing with the other planets in conjunction, yes, you will experience certain sense of confusions, and you will feel as if you're not able to reach out to a decision. So I would say that in this time period, avoid taking decisions, right? And after this Mercury debilitation of 8th of April, you can take your important decisions. So best of luck to my fire sign people. Now next we are going to talk about the earth sign people. Now what are the earth sign? The sign of Taurus, the sign of Virgo, and the sign of Capricorn. This is a time when you have to focus more upon your public circle. This is a time when you have to focus more upon your communication. This is more of a time when you have to improve your relations with everyone around you, and manifesting as if you are about to, if someone is single or who does not have a partner, this is a good opportunity to manifest your partner. And if you have any kind of misunderstanding with your partner, utilizing this time and doing the full moon rituals, which I have already told you time and again, to improve your relationship, right? And there will be a lot of emotional flow in you, right? So you can get emotional on trivial issues, on small issues while talking to your partner. So avoid any kind of bringing up any kind of incidences of the past this new moon, right? And start fresh in this time period, right? And also, since your public houses are very active, so those of you who are engaged into public dealing, marketing, or those of you who are engaged into creative business, it is going to be a good time for you, and you can manifest new friend circle, new relationship, and new rejuvenated yourself, right? So this can be a good time for all these things, and especially focusing on the throat chakra by chanting hum, like this hum, that can bring in lot of positivity. Try this thing, do this hum chanting for 2-3 minutes, and then go and talk to people or with your boss and convince them for something, and you will see that once your throat chakra is focused, people will listen to you more and they will take you very seriously, right? So best of luck to all my earth sign people. Next, we are going to talk about the air sign people. Now, what are the air signs? The sign of Gemini, the sign of Libra, and the sign of Aquarius. Now, this new moon is bringing all your focus into your second house, your sixth house, and your 10th house, right? So, make sure that in this time period, you are manifesting your finances, your family, and your health. You are releasing all the doubts, all the burdens, all the anxiety related to your finances. Chanting the mantra of Om will clear all your debts and your burdens in this time period, right? And we have to financially restructure ourselves in this time period, right? And relevant changes at your workplace, in your professions, is long due. So you can bring all those changes or additions in this time period, right? And this is a good time to get relieved of all the debts or any kind of financial burden, right? So doing your moon mantra or chanting Om or praying to Lord Shiva will bring lot of positivity. And for the air sign, one more remedy you can do is that you can keep a beautiful picture of a dancing woman or a dancing lady in your west direction of your house, right? Facing the east direction or the southwest corner, right? So you can keep a picture for the growth of the finances. And yes, dance in the joy of life, right? So celebrate this time to release your financial burdens, to release any kind of unhealthy patterns, and also to release if there is something negative in the family, right? So this is a good time for release, right? And it's also a positive time to manifest your finances, family, and health. So best of luck to all my lovely air sign people, and avoid any kind of argument at your workplace, right? Avoid any kind of argument at your workplace. So best of luck to you. Now next, we are going to talk about the lovely, the most empathetic, loving, and the most kind signs, the water sign people. Now we are going to talk about the water sign, moon signs, and the earth signs. For the water sign people, this is a time when you have to focus on your own self. This is a time when you have to clear your mind. This is a time when you have to clear your mind through meditation, deep breathing, right? And manifesting of the symbol of fishes chasing each other will help you to clear your aura, to clear your blockages. And practicing prayers for rejuvenation will give you a new leash of life, because it's already in the water sign of Pisces and the nakshatra of Revati, which also denotes nurturance, humanitarian behavior, right? And focusing more on your wellness will bring a new ray of hope, will bring a new side of yours, right? Which will be more emotionally intelligent, and that will help you grow in the near future. And yes, this is a good time to learn new things. This is a good time to explore spirituality. This is also a good time when you can focus more on learning about psychology, when you can focus more on learning about new things, human skills, you can develop that. And also manifesting love in your relationship, it's a very good time for it, right? And yes, it can give you mood swings for today and tomorrow, right? For that, you can simply focus on doing meditation, right? By deep breathing, which can help you clear your mind, which can help you clear your aura, right? And also put up a smiling face, right? All the time, right? When you are in a bad mood or a good mood, just put up a smiling face and it will help you to grow. And this is also time when you need to take the matters of your life in your own hands and feel yourself as responsible for whatever is happening around. Take the responsibility and take the actions in this time period, right? And yes, I would again say that do not go into any documentation or any paperwork or any legal work in this time after 8th of April, right? And it's a good time to grow yourself and this will help you, right? So best of luck to my lovely water sign people. Now we will begin with each one of the rising moon signs, starting from the sign of Aries till the sign of Pisces. Now, for the sign of Aries, this is a time when you have to focus on your liberation and rejuvenation. This is a time when the moon is placing in 12th house. It's also a time to travel. It's also a time to be on the move. And in this time period, focus more on your subconscious side. Focus more on releasing your blockages. So the thing is, because it's in the sign of Pisces, so dreams become very important and that's for everyone, right? So focus on your dreams during the nighttime period. Do your prayers and meditation and your dreams are going to give you right kind of signals in your life, right? And those of you who have nightmares, what you can do is, or any kind of disturbances during the night time, you can simply, right? You can simply pray to Lord Shiva for next 2-3 days with the mantra of Om Namaha Shivaya. Om Namaha Shivaya. Putting your hand on your crown chakra, right? And it will release all the blockages, or it will give you a very sound sleep. And secondly, do not be impulsive with your expenses, as the 12th house is very active. So you may have an urge this whole new moon cycle till the full moon. You may have a very strong urge to do overspending, right? So manage your finances well in this time. Rather put your money for your health, well-being, or for your rejuvenation. You can go for a trip. You can go for some kind of relaxation, right? So that is even better for you. Your career is going to go strong in the coming days. Yes, with the entry of Rahu, that is North Node in your first house, you may get indulged into overthinking, but that can be curbed by breathing exercises and doing meditation. So best of luck to my lovely Aries sign people. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Taurus. For the sign of Taurus, this new moon is all about exploring and expanding your friend circle. This new moon is all about manifesting your conduct with people in a right manner. This is all about growing your secondary sources of income, right? And it's also a wonderful opportunity to improve your friend circle, right? So be kind and gentle with your friends in this time period. So you can go for an outing with your friends and your loved ones in this time period. And secondly, since your Jupiter is placing strong in your house of profession, so this along with Venus, so this will also ignite your creative abilities in this time period, right? So focusing more on your personality, focusing more on being very well dressed up will help you to grow your friend circle. And do focus on your throat chakra and release and speak positive words with others and release all the toxicity through your mind, through your emotion, and your words have to be sweet and very attractive while you're talking to people, because your house of friend circle and public house is very well placed in this time period. And yes, people are going to give you good advices in this time period. Listen to them, right? It will be very, very helpful to you in this time period. And secondly, it is also a good time for those of you who are looking to conceive a baby. It's also a good time for you to manifest that, right? Because the Lord of the fifth house is placing in the 11th house, and the debilitation is cut by the moon, right? So you can manifest manifest conceiving, you can manifest nurturing of love in this time period, and you can also focus on growing your sources of income in this time period. So best of luck to my lovely sign of Taurus. And remember, here we are talking about the Vedic Astrology, rising sign and the moon sign. So best of luck to you people. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Gemini. For the sign of Gemini, this is a time when you have to focus more on your professional side. This is a time when you have to set yourself on the path of freedom and focus more on new ideas, right? And you are going to grow with your ideas in this time period. Since the Lord of this sign, Mercury, is also placing in the house of profession for you, along with Sun and Moon. So this can be a good time to propagate new ideas. This can be a good time to look at things through a different lens or in a different way, right? So you can focus more on your propagation of ideas, and along with that, since it's also the Lord of your house of finances, you can manifest your finances in this time period. And yes, focus more on restructuring your debts or any kind of financial burden, right? So if you get this opportunity of paying back your loans in next 5-7 days, 10 days, do it, right? Get free from your financial debts. And those of you who are looking for some kind of promotion or an upgradation of job, yes, this is a right opportunity when you can have it in this time period, right? And since some of you had been troubled with insomnia or sleeplessness, right, that will start to get autocorrect in this time period. And remember that you have to pray for the and chanting Om mantra. Chanting Om at a length will help you clear your debts and financial burdens in this time period. So meditate to release all the toxicity related to your finances, your wealth, right? And it is also important for you in this time period to talk with your loved ones and family members in a very soft and a very gentle tone, right? And especially, it is also good opportunity since your house of partnership has become very active, house of relationship, partnership has become very active. So you may get an opportunity related to your partner or your love of your life, right? You may have this opportunity coming your way because the Lord of the fifth house and the seventh house, both of them are placing in your house of luck, Jupiter and Venus. So this will give you an opportunity to have a relationship or to have a good partner in this time period, right? And also this time will grow you spiritually, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Gemini. And next we are going to talk about the sign of Cancer, one of the most humanitarian, loving, emotional sign. For the sign of Cancer, this is a time when you have to focus more on your spiritual side. This is a time when you have to focus more on the positive aspects of life, when you have to focus more on activating your inner energy, your inner conscience, because moon is strongly ruling your house of luck, that is your ninth house, which is also your house of dharma, house of religion, right? And being the lord of the first house, placing in the ninth house, this is activating your luck, right? And this is an opportunity when you have to grow your personality. This is an opportunity when you can think of new ideas related to your work and also growing your spiritual side. It's also a good time to focus on your spiritual aspects. It is also a good time to learn something new, right? Which will elevate your subconscious mind and your soul in this time period, right? Because the combinations are very favoring when it comes to your spiritual activation, traveling, meditation, and propagating new ideas. Since Jupiter and Venus are placing in the 8th house, keep a check on your health. Do try to eat healthy, do try to eat right. Avoid very oily foods, foods rich with a lot of fats. Avoid these kind of foods in this time period, as they can cause you stomach issues, liver issues, and gut health issues in this time period. And yes, you yourself will stay more focused when it comes to your profession, because Rahu has entered your house of profession. So you can plan your things now in this time period. And I would say that it's a very good time for, start something new right after the 8th of April, right? Because the Mercury will stay debilitated till then, right? And this time is good to keep yourself positive and energized related to your work, right? And a stable partnership in this time will help you to grow, right? So you can look for experience, or you can learn from people around you, right? And learn from their experiences, or someone who is very experienced, or someone who is engaged into some kind of activity for long. And then after learning, you can utilize those ideas and those information for yourself in this time period, right? And I would say that relationship has been something very troublesome and problematic for you, because Mars and Saturn, the way they both are coming in your sign of Capricorn, they have been troubling you in the relationship. Because when Mars and Saturn are close together in the sign of Capricorn, Mars is exalted, so it creates a lot of aggression, anger, right, in this sign. So if you are having any kind of aggressive or a toxic partner, it is a good time to release it, right? Or a good time to focus on your own goals, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Cancer. So next we are going to talk about the sign of Leo, right? For the sign of Leo, and remember here I'm talking about the Vedic astrology rising sign and the moon sign. For the sign of Leo, this is the time when you have to focus more on your acceptance of coming of changes. This is a time when you have to focus more on your root chakra, the base chakra. And this is a time when you will experience a lot of changes coming in the new days. And this is also a time, because moon is placing in your 8th house, this is also a time when you have to focus more on doing things in partnership or with someone, right? For the ones working into the field of IT, or the ones working with technology, ones working as accountant or in banking sector, this is a good time for you, because Jupiter and Venus are strongly placing in 7th, and Moon, Mercury and Sun, they all are together in your 8th house. Do take care of your health in this time period, right? So you may experience certain issues related to your genital organs. You may experience certain issues related to the gut cleansing, right? Or you may experience some kind of allergies in this time period. So yes, Do take care of your health in this time period, and you do not have to go straight away for any kind of investments in this time period. Avoid putting your money for investments at least till the April 8th, when we have the Mercury debilitated. After Mercury debilitation, or even better if you do it after the 13th of this month, right, 13th of April, right? And yes, I would say that it's also a time because the Lord of the Lagna is placing in the 8th house, that is the Sun, right? So it's also important that in this time you do your research, you do your investigation into your things, right? It is a good time of those for those who are into any research, construction business, who are into into construction or anything that requires a lot of manpower, into the business of transportation, trucking. It's a good time for you to generate wealth in this time period, right? So best of luck to my lovely Leo sign people. And as I have already said, that focus on your root chakra and release all the toxic emotions in this time period, and it will be very, very helpful to you, right? So best of luck to my fire sign of Leo, right? Next we are going to discuss about the sign of Virgo. For the sign of Virgo, this is a time when you have to focus more on your relationship. This is more of a time when you have to focus on aligning your emotional flow in the right direction. You may feel very emotional in this time period, right? You may feel very reactive in this time period because Moon, Sun and Mercury are coming together in your 7th house. You may feel mix of things from people around you, right? It is important to sit back and relax, and again focus on your navel chakra or the solar chakra, right? And feel the movement in your body, doing deep breathing till the navel, and also focusing on your throat by doing hum activity, right? And even you can practice the Bhastrika pranayama, right? That will be also very helpful to you. And another thing is that go for some kind of outing today or and tomorrow, right? Because the 7th house is very well placing, and manifest. You can also ignite a white candle to manifest a good relationship, and you can also burn some sandalwood powder, or you can also burn camphor in this time to manifest a good relationship in this time. And yes, I have already mentioned about the new moon rituals in my previous post. You can look up to them, right? And do any of the rituals which you feel is good for you, right? This is more of a time when you have to manifest your relationship, when you have to manifest positivity, love and energy in your relationship, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Virgo. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Libra. Now Libra is more about balance. Libra is more about bringing in the energy of balance and communication. For the sign of Libra, this is more of a time when you have to surrender and serve, right? Surrender and serve. These are the two keywords, because Moon has come into your 6th house, house of services, house of helping others, house of providing comforts to others, right? And Mercury, Sun coming along with it. So this is a good time when you have to focus more on expanding your knowledge base, when you have to focus more on your conduct and mannerism. This is also a time when you have to work selflessly towards to benefit others, to help others, right? So you can take this new moon as an opportunity to donate something, or to visit any kind of old age home, or to do some any kind of social work which is helpful for in community work. You can do some kind of community work with people around you. Yes, some of you have not been feeling easy in your family life, and some of you have been very rough with your words, and now some of you are also feeling very confused because South Node has come in your first house. Stay focused in your goals and your profession, right? Stay very focused. This is just a time which will create confusions in your mind, right? And by doing seva or by helping others in this time period, right, a selfless act of help and support to others, you will release your own toxic emotions in this time period, right? Whether it can be helping any of your family members or any old age people in your community area, right? You can do any of these acts and they will be helpful to you. And some of you have not been feeling easy staying at your place. So yes, in the coming days, you may have this opportunity of shifting your place, right? Of shifting your work and your place. And it's a good time to grow your talent or to learn some new skills. And again, also to nurture your relationship, it's a very good time, right? So best of luck to my lovely air sign of Libra. And yes, you can chant the Om mantra to clear your debts and your burdens. And yes, another thing, that avoid taking any kind of debt or any kind of loan in next 10-12 days, right? You can do it after that, but not in this time. Do not go for any kind of loans or any kinds of liabilities, right? It will take quite long to get rid of it if you're taking any new loans. Let me warn you, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Libra. And next we are going to talk about the sign of Scorpio. For the sign of Scorpio, this is a time when you have to focus more on activating your inner love, when you have to focus more on spending more time with your kids or with the younger ones. And it is also a time when you can activate your romantic energy, right? Because the cards, the planetary placements are more about spending time with your family members, your loved ones, and also nurturing love with your partner, leaving everything behind and nurturing love with your partner. And clear your mind with deep breathing. Deep breathing will also help you to unburden your heart. Focus on your heart chakra, right? And release all the toxicity from it. Because fifth house is the house related to the heart chakra, right? Simply chanting yum, 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 right? It will help you to release all the anxiety from your heart, right? And deep breathing will help you to clear your mind in this time period. Yes, as I have said, that it's also time when you can grow your talents, when you can grow your love, right? And be more loving and respectful to your partner in this time period, right? And that will help you to unblock. I would say that this will help you to unblock your paths of progress and to experience a new self, new version of yourself. Because this fifth house relates to the Pur Punyas or the karmas of the past. That can be past lives or the older connections. And yes, since it's the fifth house, which is ninth from the ninth house, which directly relates to our ancestors. So lighting a candle, white candle, or offering donations for your ancestors can bring in new kind of positivity or some good news for you. Mostly financial one, right? Which may bring a lot of comforts and well-being in the family. So best of luck to my lovely Scorpio sign people, water sign of Scorpio, right? And next we are going to discuss about the sign of Sagittarius. And remember, my lovely audience, Here we are talking about the Vedic astrology moon sign and the moon sign and the rising sign. For the sign of Sagittarius, this is a time when you have to focus more on releasing all the toxicity from your family life. This is a time when you have to activate the abundance and comforts of your life, because this new moon is coming in your 4th house, and 4th house directly relates to your comforts, your family, your place of relaxation at your home, right? So this is a time when you can focus more on, enjoying or celebrating with your family members, right? And this is also a time when you can buy things for your house, for your family. And if you wish to, change, like your sofas, or change the directions of things at your home, or if you want to do any kind of shifting, this is a good opportunity. You can do it in this time period, right? And another thing, that in this time of taking milk bath or taking any kind of spiritual bath is very helpful and rejuvenating for you. And especially spending more time with your mom, with the female of your house, will give you new kind of positivity in this time period. So you can buy your mom, your mother some kind of gift, or your auntie, or any older woman, right, who has been like a mother to you. You can offer them any kind of gift in this time period. And yes, since the Jupiter is placing in the 3rd house, so also keep a check on your finances. You can be overly giving in this time period from past 2-3 months, right? So you can be overly giving to your relatives, to your friends with your money, right? So keep a check on that thing. And especially I would say that this Jupiter is very good to make good connections in this time period, right? Like public connection, your friend circle, for the expansion of it, it's a very good placement, right? And you can bring some kind of silver artifact or some kind of silver idol, or something made out of silver, which you can keep it at home, right, for your good luck and coming of abundance, right? So best of luck to my fire sign of Sagittarius. Now next we are going to discuss about the sign of Capricorn. For the sign of Capricorn, short travels is on the cards, right? And you can go for any kind of short travel, rejuvenation in this time period. It's also a good time to speak positively with others, right? Because your throat chakra is going to be very active in this time period. It is also a time when you have to focus more on aligning your energy into the right direction. Your creative abilities, your ability to write down the things, your ability to as a writer, as a thinker, will be very good in this time period. Since Moon, Mercury, Sun all are together, yes, some of you may feel laxure when it comes to confidence. For that, you can simply wash your face with water and simply pray to Lord Shiva, right? Om Namah Shivaya, and which will rejuvenate your confidence. And along with that, I have already told you, chanting the hum mantra, like hum, hum, feeling that kind of activation in your throat chakra, right, which will give you a lot of balance, which will give you a lot of calmness, and you can make real-time connection with people around you, right, through this meditation. And yes, a short trip will help you to rejuvenate yourself, will help you to get yourself into balance and real-time alignment. Since the sign of in the sign of Capricorn, we have Mars and Saturn placing. So some of you have been feeling very aggressive. You have been feeling a lot of anger and rage inside you. And my say is that laugh for 5-7 minutes whenever you wake up in the morning in this time period. right? That will help you to burst your stress, and that will also help you to stay happy and productive all the day, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Capricorn. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Aquarius, the air sign of Aquarius. For the sign of Aquarius, this new moon is bringing your focus back to your finances, right? Because it is ruling the second house. And with the focus coming back to your finances, this is a very good opportunity when you can focus more on your finances, enhancing your family values. You can set right kind of precedents or right kind of orders in your family, right? With your family life, like praying regularly, like meditating regularly, or you can bring in certain kind of financial discipline in this time period. Since the moon being the lord of the sixth house is placing in the second house, so the money will be coming from unexpected places, right? And that money will bring along with it lot of growth, right? Because and you have to keep a very selfless temperament in this time period. Since sun, moon and Mercury all are together in the second house, you do not have to give any kind of verbal or written commitments when it comes to your work. Remember, it can be emotionally driven in this time period because it's in the water sign of Pisces, right? So focusing more on propagating ideas related to finances and family life, that will be helpful. Since Jupiter is placing in the first house along with Venus, so be more presentable when you're out in the public, right? And this is a good time to learn more about financial system, banking, and also to learn more about spirituality in this time period. It will be very helpful to you, my lovely audience, my lovely sign of Aquarius I'm talking about. And yes, for some of you, your sleep, your late night sleep have been very disturbed because Mars and Saturn, both of them are together placed in the 12th house, right? So it can keep you awake, or it can keep you troubles related to your blood pressure, right? So what you can do is you can soak your feet, or even hyperactivity during the night times. You can soak your feet in the hot water during the late night hours, right? And then relax and then sleep, right? But it will automatically get corrected after 10 or 12 days, right? So don't worry about it. So best of luck to my lovely sign of Aquarius. And I see you financially growing in this time period. So best of luck. Now next we are going to talk about the most affected or influenced sign, the sign of Pisces. Now as we know that this new moon has come into the sign of Pisces. Now Pisces is a very relaxed sign, is a very rejuvenated sign, right? It's all about completion of cycles. It's all about dreams. It's all about optimism. It's all about helping others, right? So Mercury, Sun and Moon all coming together. This can be a time when you can stay emotionally overwhelmed. When it is in the first house, it is important that you focus on your own cleansing. You can focus on clearing your mind through deep breathing, right? And deep breathing will help you to set yourself onto the right path. And yes, through meditation and prayers, you can activate your talents, you can activate your inner learnings in this time period. Especially this is a time when you need to take the matters of your life in your own hands, since the moon is in the first house, and you have to focus on growing your own personality in this time period, right? And this is also a time when you have to forgive everyone. So it is possible that the negative incidences of the past may prop up in your mind and they may get stuck in this time. So you have to release each one of those things in this time period, right? And especially taking milk bath will be very, very helpful to you. Add some rose petals or herbs into that milk bath, right? And that will set you on the path of growth, that will clear your aura, right? And meditating on the symbol of fishes, meditating as if you are in the water and you have lots of fishes around you, manifesting it like this, it will release all your anxiety from inside and it will rejuvenate you, right? And stay easy, stay relaxed in this time, and this time will definitely bring in new ideas. It will also bring you new opportunities for work. Maybe you might change your stream of work in this time. Some of you those of you who have been delaying it, you might go for changing your stream of work in this time period, right? So best of luck to all the signs, right? So this new moon is more about releasing your toxic self, releasing your toxic emotion. It's more about focusing on nourishing, right? Focusing on loving everyone. And it is more about relaxation and activating your optimistic side in this time period and focusing on spirituality. And this is not, as I've told you all, I haven't talked about starting a new business. I haven't talked about investing your money into anything, and I haven't talked about any kind of trade, commerce, or anything related to your your overall things related to your money, right? Because this is not a good time for investments. This is not a good time to take up any kind of legal issues, and this is also not a good time in general to start anything fresh, right? So this is why I have been talking more about releases, because all the planets are placing between the north node and the south node. They're stuck between the north node and the south node, and it is only after 2 days that this combination will set set at ease, right? And after 8th, the Mercury will also come out of the debilitation. So again, you can start with the businesses, you can initiate your things, you can start with the transaction of your money, right? So this was my analysis about this new moon coming into the sign of Pisces. I hope that you would like the video. Now I'm going to save this video. Please do share this video with your loved ones. And I'm also going to post this video on my YouTube channel. So best of luck to my lovely audience. God bless you and have a very, very lovely new moon. And happy new year to all of you, right? So take care. Bye-bye.